Mining in EVE Online has had a busy couple of years in terms of major changes to core mechanics by CCP. It has, however, until recently had a long drought of new ships to mess around with or change the established meta. I spoke recently about the new mining ships added in the Catalyst expansion, the Venture Consortium issue, Pioneer, Pioneer Consortium issue, and Outrider, with the ultimate conclusion being that they're great options for new alpha pilots to finally have some mining ship variety and progression, but have very little on offer for established pilots or Omega characters. Bundled in with the start of 2025's Winter Nexus event, we've now received another new addition to the mining ship lineup, the Perseverance. Another mining destroyer, and in the same tier as the Pioneer Consortium, it has a visual design much more similar to the Outrider. It's currently only available via completing the Winter Nexus event track and then picking up the Perseverance blueprint crate. Once you have the blueprint, it only costs about 6 millionist to make, but at least for now the price is going to be much higher, purely because of the low supply from people completing the Winter Nexus event track. As the event continues, as well as because of the things I'm going to talk about in this video, we'll likely see prices plummet from the 700 million ISK I've been seeing at time of recording, down to something a bit closer to the manufacturing cost. Unfortunately, I'm going to need to show you a graph. So here it comes, brace yourself. Now, I'm usually a very positive person about EVE. I get a lot of negative comments about how the game is dead or CCP is messing it all up. It doesn't help that I spend a lot of time in these videos moaning about things that are broken, but it might surprise you to learn that I love this game. I enjoy it a lot. This, however, might be one of the most pointless ships I've ever seen. Let me elaborate. This graph shows the ice mining volume per second for all of the ice miner or ice harvester capable ships in the game. The figures all use Tech 2 mining equipment, full low slots of Tech 2 ice mining upgrades, the best ice harvesting implant, the ice harvesting rig where it fits, and boosted by a Rorqual, all with max skills. So is this a perfect example of how it will be for most people? No, but it's at the very least representative and comparable. These figures do also include an ice mining drone on ships that are capable of using them, and include all the various critical hit chance and critical hit yields that you would get with a max skilled character. So as you can see, the Perseverance basically sucks. The only ship in the game worse at ice mining is the Expedition Frigate that's specifically not intended for ice mining, and honestly it's kind of surprising that it can fit ice mining equipment at all. You might think, as I did when first loading up the game after the patch was applied, but Bill, look, this is the only one of those ships that can be flown by an alpha character. But you'd be mistaken, because the ship tree is just lying to you. Despite being a faction ship, adjacent to the alpha-compatible Pioneer Consortium issue, and below the little Omega symbol on the ship tree, it's actually not usable by alpha accounts, since it requires the Omega-only skill, Ice Harvesting, to fly. So we basically end up in the exact same spot as we did with the other new mining ships. This would be a great addition to the progression and variety of an alpha character. Being unusable by alpha characters though, this ship enters into obscurity, as it's considerably worse than ships with similarly short training times. Sure, the Perseverance takes only 1 day, 11 hours, and 37 minutes for my brand new Omega Toon to train, and a Covetor would take 7 days, 20 hours, and 4 minutes, so if you were incredibly impatient, or happened to just right this second join EVE Online to participate in Winter Nexus, then it's a good way of cutting about a week out of things. After the events though, I can't see many people being so incredibly eager to ice mine that this 6 days of mining with a Perseverance is a game changer. Of course, in reality, the specific fits of these ships will take different times to train too, but I'm not going to get too in the weeds on that, as it completely depends on how you'd prefer to fit the ship. Maybe purely as a destroyer-sized, more nimble hull, it could appeal to a limited few as an alternative to the barges or exhumers, but it's hard to imagine a circumstance where that would come up and you wouldn't just pick the Endurance. It would be interesting if CCP decided to add ice mining capabilities to the Outrider. That was one aspect I unfortunately didn't cover in great detail in my previous video on the new mining ships, but with the Outrider able to both mine and boost, it would be interesting to see how it functioned in that role in an ice belt. Currently, unfortunately, its use case is limited to gas and asteroid ore. Do you have anything in mind for the Perseverance, and are you grinding the event to get that blueprint right now? Let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear any use cases people have thought of. I read all the comments you guys leave, for better or worse, and very soon I'll be putting out a members-only video answering some of the more interesting comments I get each month. If you're interested in that, it's just 99 cents to become a member right now, and it's a great way to support the channel. But for now, see you next time. If you want to help support the channel, consider buying your next EVE Online pack, subscription, or Plex from marqueedragon.com using the link in the video description. Use coupon code BILL at checkout for 3% off your order.